Hi, welcome back to Real Auto Reports. I'm Jonathan McGrew, and this is the real video, the real review on this 2013 Toyota Camry Hybrid. We are going to give you all the details you need to know about the 2013 model, including any differences from the other model that we tested back in 2012, and just more generally, our impressions on this car after driving it for a week. So let's hop in the driver's seat, get going, and we'll give you the details. Hi there, welcome back to Real Auto Reports. This is the real video, real review, as you know, of the 2013 Toyota Camry Hybrid. And we have it in this fantastic Barcelona red. It's got the lovely light interior with the dark accents on the upper part of the dashboard. And one of the things that I think, we've looked at this car before. We've had the Camry Hybrid before in the 2012, and you'll see that one on our YouTube channel, the black one. This vehicle, this is the XLE, the top-of-the-line hybrid, so this is going to have all the options pretty much that you could want. And that includes your navigation system, your upgraded JBL. Now, they call this a green edge, so it's basically JBL's green edition for the hybrid market, especially in cars like the Toyota Camry Hybrid we're in. You've got power mirrors, power door locks as usual. Those are all standard, but you've got power seats on both sides, heated seats on both sides, and it has a nice multi-stage heated seat. It's it's on a dimmer, if you will, as opposed to being a one or two, high-low. So you can actually make this car very comfortable for you on a daily basis, so you can use the heated seat a little bit if your back's hurting, or if you're in the winter and you really need to warm up, you can turn it all the way up to high. Of course, Toyota is known for their hybrids, so this vehicle has a very smooth stop-start motion. And I think, since this is the second time we've really reviewed the Toyota Camry Hybrid, I look for the differences in these cars. And not a lot has changed between 2012 and 2013. There are some differences here, but the main thing that I think people need to know is that this is about a 200 horsepower combined hybrid. It will go quite a distance. You can keep it in EV mode. We're in EV mode right now as we come up to a stop sign. You've got the start and stop push button for the ignition, EV mode, so that you could drive only in EV mode. Now, you're not going to get very far there, maybe a mile or so. The eco mode, and the one thing that I notice about the Camry Hybrid is that it still doesn't engage EV mode at a very high speed. Once you get up to about 50 or so, this hybrid is going to turn off the EV, yet still it gets a great set of gas mileage, if you will. It's 40 miles combined, or 40 in the city and 38 on the highway. And for a good size four-door sedan, that is not bad. And the other thing that I like to point out to people, so they say 200 total system horsepower. We come to a stop here. This is a CVT transmission. And so what you're going to get is this very smooth application of power. And when you floor this car from the stop, you can see it really does get up and go. And I've always been very impressed by how smooth this Camry is. And it almost feels like it has a bit of a turbo in it because of how the power is applied. You get that kind of instantaneous electric power, and then you get this super smooth engagement of the gasoline engine. And there are a lot of hybrids out there that still are not that smooth between the on and off. When this vehicle, when you stop and you start and the engine is engaging and turning off, you almost don't notice it. I mean, you have to pay a lot of attention. That's what I like to see in a hybrid, and that's what Toyota has really made their name on in the hybrid market. You don't have to drive a Prius to get 40 miles per gallon in town, and that's incredible to me, because people know, if you've watched my reviews before, I don't really care for the Prius look. But this Camry, more and more, the more that I've been around it, and I think this is the key to any hybrid and any car, is that you've got to drive it more than once. So this is the second time that I've had a Camry Hybrid, and Yeah, sure. Can I tell when it engages? Yes. But is it smooth? It is super smooth in its ride and its handling. Is it luxurious? It's got suede inserts. It's got texture differences. Now, the suede inserts, people kind of love or they hate. There are people in my family who've seen it and like, I don't know if I like these suede inserts. But it is a very nice, subdued car. It has a nice presence out on the road. It's not really a luxury car yet. You've got all the great features. You've got sunroof, you've got Bluetooth, satellite radio, dual climate control, navigation, and of course all of that's because we've got the XLE package. So what is this car going to run you? Well, it's going to run you right above $36,000 as tested. In fact, if we pick up our little Moroni sheet that they always give us, right, it's going to be well, did I say 36? It's 35,170. So there you go. It's a bonus savings, right? But you can get into one of these cars for $28,000 to start, and that's not bad to get a nice hybrid with a really great gas mileage. So if you're right about $35,000 and you've got heated seats, you've electric seats, you've got all the wheel controls, cruise control, dual climate control, navigation, blind spot monitoring. That's a nice feature because it does help you see in traffic and in the dark. I just think that they've done a great job. And then, we can shift into reverse and you can see the backup camera come on. And one of the great things about the Camry for 2013 is it has this 6.1-inch screen. Some really great things, I think, that Toyota is continuing to lead with. And there is no doubt the Camry is an award-winning vehicle in its class. It has a die-hard following. And the biggest thing that you can say against it is it's still a little dull. But I will give Toyota a lot more credit with this generation of design. It's got a nicer look. It has a sportier look. You can get a sportier model. And I think what they've done is they've made a very appealing interior, which is not really, in my opinion, the strong suit for Toyota. But this has some nice, if we pull over here, it's got some nice textures, some nice differences and eye-catching areas that lead the eye around the interior, and great storage. I've got my remotes here for the garage doors at Real Auto Ranch, but it's got these nice compartments that you can put stuff in. Down here under the radio and the climate control you have in your center stack, you have your power for the USB, your aux port, and then further up here where you can't see because I'm reaching way in here, there's a power port there, and then there's this little storage space down here in the console that has a power port. You've got this deep console over here with storage, and I mean, it's really large. You can put like soda cans in here. The glove box is well engineered. It has good room, but it's also not going to whack you in the knees, and it looks good. And I think that's the thing that I've honed in driving this car again for the second time, is that for 2013, Toyota may have kept it pretty similar to the previous generation, but it is a really nice car to drive, and it's going to appeal to a lot of people who don't want something flashy. They want something that looks nice, that's super reliable, because this car will be super reliable. It is a Toyota, and hold its resale. But beyond that, you're going to save a lot of money at the pump, and you can spend $35,000 super easy to get all the features that are in this car in another car. Now, where are you going to see some detractors? Well, it is not a super sporty drive. It still does not feel very performance-oriented in the corners. It'll corner okay, but it's going to feel a little more soft in the suspension because of the nice ride that it has. You lose about 2.3 cubic feet of trunk room in this car because it's a hybrid. So that's something that you have to take into consideration. But Toyota does try to help. This is one of the few cars with the hybrid where you can actually fold only one side of the back seat down and there is a pass-through. So that actually helps mitigate the fact that you've lost some trunk capacity. is very good out on the highway. It's quick, it's nice to drive. The sound system, the JBL, is great. But another nit I have is that because it's front wheel drive and it does have quite a bit of torque and power, I do notice that you get some of that fluctuation in the front end over bumps. If you're accelerating or you're going around corners quickly, you're going to get that disturbance in the front end where you can feel the axles coming up and down, and they aren't dampered enough, so they've got a little bit too much free play, and that comes down to, I think, the type of ride and the type of car this is. This is not meant to be a sports car. It's meant to be a great sedan with good back seat room, good hip room, and generally Toyota goes for that understated market, not that flashy market. So this car is going to also seem like a more modest design compared to competitors like the 2013 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid or the Kia Optima Hybrid. Those are going to have a little bit more aggressive looks, and they're going to stand out from the crowd a little bit more than the Toyota, which is going to blend into the scenery but be a very reliable and comfortable car. And that's a great point that I do want to make. I find that the seats have really gotten better in Toyotas over the years, and I find that these seats are comfortable. Now, we'll have a comparison of the 2013 Toyota Camry Hybrid and the 2013 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid, and it might be interesting to check that out. So look for our real comparison coming up here at Real Auto Reports. So from Real Auto Ranch, I'm Jonathan McGrew. We'll have the wrap-up for you coming up next. So that's the real video, the real review on this 2013 Toyota Camry Hybrid. I guess the thing in this real video that I really noticed, anyway, what I noticed is that in a second time driving this vehicle, I like it more and more. The 2013 really isn't all that different from the 2012. It only came out for the 2012 model year, so they're not going to make a lot of changes. But for those of you looking at the lower end models, they have made some quality control changes and some interior changes on the lower models so that you get a better quality interior. But up here on the XLE, you're getting a premium interior, the leather with the suede inserts, 200 horsepower hybrid combined motor here. You're getting 40 miles per gallon city and combined, 38 on the highway. You've got 13 plus cubic feet of trunk room. That's only 2.3 cubic feet less than the standard Camry. And all in all, this car has one of the smoothest, quietest rides in its class, from my opinion. And I drive a lot of these. Now, it does have some of those nits, like the little bit of flex up here in the front wheel drive suspension when you go over a lot of bumps or rutted roads while accelerating, and it's not all that sporty. But if you're looking for a four-door with good comfort and good room and a lot of reliability while saving you money at the pump, you're going to want to check out this Toyota Camry Hybrid. But you're also going to want to stay tuned for our real comparison, this car against the Hyundai Sonata Hybrid from the 2013 model year. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Right here from Real Auto Ranch, this is Real Auto Reports. I'm Jonathan McGrew, and we'll see you down the road.